So you know you need to sleep, but you can't sleep because either your body is not allowing you to go to sleep in the first place when you try to go to bed at night, or maybe you wake up in the middle of the night with a flare-up, then you can't go back to sleep, then you get anxious about the fact that you can't go back to sleep, and then you definitely can't sleep. Super bad cycle and super frustrating. I've been there so many times. So if this is something that you've experienced too and you need to know how to fix it, this video is for you. If you're new here, by the way, I'm Christine, IBS coach and mentor, helping you navigate life with IBS so that you can basically have more energy, enjoy food again, and hopefully reduce the chances of those really annoying surprise flare-ups. So you probably already know this, but sleep is crucial for gut health and obviously overall health in general. Sleep time is when our cells repair and recover. It enhances immune function, boosts our immune system, detoxifies our brain, and sleep also regulates our hormones, metabolism, and reduces stress. So we really have to get enough sleep. So what do you do when you can't sleep? So of course, I'm going to give you some specific things that you can do to improve your sleep later on in this video. But first, it's helpful to kind of understand some of the underlying elements that are affecting our ability to sleep and how this relates to IBS and gut issues. So if you're someone who struggles to go to sleep, maybe you've been recommended to take a melatonin supplement before bed. And to put it in really simple terms, melatonin basically helps to keep our body clock in sync. And the way it works is that it increases in the evening to help signal to our body that it's time to go to sleep. And then it decreases in the morning to basically help us wake up and start the day. But in order for our brain to make melatonin, it actually needs serotonin. And I don't know if you knew this, but 95% of serotonin is actually produced in the gut. And serotonin also has a lot of other important tasks in the body, like regulating our mood, stress levels, controlling nausea, memory, and learning function. And of course, it also affects our digestion in a big way, like how well we are absorbing nutrients, how fast or slow things move through the digestive system. And serotonin deficiency is also linked to anxiety and depression. And as a little cherry on top, any medications that you're taking can also be affecting your serotonin levels. And I'm absolutely not saying that you should stop taking those. Obviously, that's between you and your doctor and up to them to give advice on. But it's just interesting to know kind of how it all fits together and impacts each other. Because if, for example, you have noticed a change in your symptoms after starting to take certain medications, this could be one reason why that might be happening. But don't worry, I'm of course not just going to dump all of these issues and problems on you without offering any solutions. So let's look at some specific things that you can do starting right now to help you sleep better. So the first one is to limit screens before bed, at least an hour before you go to bed. And I know this is annoying and you've probably heard it before, but it's really important because this blue light from your devices is impacting your sleep-wake cycle and also limiting the production of melatonin, which we now know is really important for good sleep. And another thing is that when you're scrolling on Instagram, scrolling on TikTok, or wherever you hang out, this constant stream of impressions and like stimulation from all of the content that you're getting, or from watching TV or playing a video game or something like that before bed, is creating this kind of overload of impressions, keeping you like super wired and making it really hard for you to wind down and go to sleep. So the second tip is to listen to guided meditations or sleep stories. These can help to lower your heart rate, slow down your breathing, and just kind of relax the whole system. I really love listening to sleep stories on the Calm app. I know that Matthew McConaughey has this incredible one. His voice is just so relaxing. And there's another sleep story that I've listened to so many times about lavender. And I still don't know the end of the story because it always puts me straight to sleep. So that's something that I love that's really helped a lot, and maybe it can help you too. Other things are guided meditations from Gabby Bernstein, Melissa Wood Health, or Insight Timer. YouTube is also great. There's lots of great meditations there. Just make sure to turn off ads so you don't get like surprised in the middle of finally falling asleep from like an ad just like bursting in. So tip number 3 is to stop eating a couple of hours before bed. I think it's good to have a small snack because it's also not so good to go to bed on an empty stomach, but no big meals or like lots of processed food or sugar or something like that before bed, because that's definitely going to mess with your sleep. Tip number 4 is to listen to binaural beats before bed. YouTube has loads of binaural beats and healing frequencies to kind of help slow down your heart rate, like we talked about before, and just kind of send your body into a more relaxed state. So this is something that I found is really helpful if I'm feeling kind of too activated from whatever I've been doing that day, or from thought spinning, or all the fun stuff that pops up when you're there on the pillow and supposed to go to sleep. So number 5, you're probably not going to like this one, and I'm really sorry, but limiting your coffee intake is really important if you're struggling to sleep. And I know this sucks. I also love my coffees, and caffeine actually can boost serotonin levels temporarily if you need like a midday boost, but it has been shown that high coffee intake over time can actually impair and limit serotonin production, which we now know impacts our ability to sleep. And caffeine also blocks and delays melatonin release, which again we know is really important. Other things that can help improve your sleep are to get more sunlight during the day, more exercise, and more social interactions, because all of these things are things that help to boost serotonin production. And of course, the most important thing you can do to improve your sleep is to figure out the underlying cause of your IBS, identifying your triggers, figuring out what you can eat to feel better, and basically that's what this whole channel is all about. So make sure that you subscribe if you want more tips and tricks for IBS. And if you want me to send you a sleep improvement guide with all of the things that we talked about in this video, PDF that you can download straight to your phone, the things that I recommended here, and some other tips and tricks for improving your sleep, comment sleep guide below and I will send you the link. All right, I hope that's helpful, and I will see you in the next one.